When Mike Pondsmith was creating the original tabletop game back in the 1980s, Keanu Reeves wasn't part of the entertainment landscape. Therefore, when the opportunity to bring Johnny Silverhand to Cyberpunk 2077 arose, Mike initially thought David Bowie would fit the role. Since Bowie passed away in 2016, he was no longer an option. Pondsmith says, Keanu Reeves expresses different parts of the Johnny Silverhand character that the iconic rock star simply wouldn't have been capable of. Bowie had the kind of distanced vibe that, I'm not really here for you, but I am here. What Reeves has is this utterly internal side, where you don't really know what he's thinking because it is very, very calm and internal. Kind of meditating yourself to a total alpha zen. So they're two sides of the same coin. In terms of updates on the Night City District, Pacifica, it has been disclosed that thousands were brought from Haiti by the corporations as a cheap labor force to build Pacifica. But now they're trapped here. In Cyberpunk 2077, Haiti was ravaged by natural disasters, catastrophes, tsunamis, and so on. They are quite desperate. They have nowhere to return to. The descendants of these Haitian laborers are people without a country. After Pacifica was built, an economic crisis forced the corporations to abandon it. Now the workers who built it live there as squatters, making do inside the neighborhood's remains. It's the other residents of Night City who applied the Voodoo Boys moniker to this existing Haitian population. The people of Night City are somewhat prejudiced against the Voodoo Boys. They perceive them as these people that have invaded their city. This helps CDPR build up the idea that Night City is an oppressor system that treats people really badly. That when they are no longer needed, just tosses them aside. Following recent news, their childhood heroes will no longer be an option. Instead, players will be able to pick a life path, Nomad, Corpo, or Street Kid, which will heavily influence dialogue options and quest branches. In addition, options available to you will also be dependent upon which skills you pick from Techie, Solo, and Netrunner. The game will constantly take into consideration all the player's customizations, cyberware skills, and attributes to influence conversations. For example, as a Street Kid, if someone's trying to scam you, you might be able to see through their lies, having swindled plenty yourself. A character with a corporate background will have a better time navigating big business hierarchies and so on. In terms of character customization, players will be able to mix and match body types, facial features, hairstyles, and even voices to create exactly the kind of character they want to play. Nothing about being able to play a transgender character has been confirmed, but it has been implied you can give a female character masculine characteristics and vice versa. You can have a female voice for a male body, for example. This and the actions you take in game will define how other characters perceive you. The dialogue options will be flexible for a variety of playstyles. For those who just want to burn through the game as quickly as possible, you can just ask questions that get straight to the point. Naturally, that will limit many branches and quests, but it is an option. Regarding Johnny Silverhand, depending upon how V interacts with him, it can significantly change their relationship. Johnny Silverhand will accompany V throughout the entire game. On the topic of cyberware upgrades, V's body will be divided into slots, and when they are filled, their humanity levels are at a point where it cannot take any more, and you cannot install anything more. This essentially prevents a full body conversion or the character from experiencing cyberpsychosis. There will be an option to travel on boats, but V will not control them. V will also be involved in some water-related sections which shall involve swimming. The voice for male V has been confirmed as Irish actor Gavin Drea. Not someone who I am familiar with, but he did have a role as Sergeant Cooper in Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Congratulations to Gavin for landing an amazing role.